Hello. Happy weekend. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Angel Insight. My name's Michelle Christitas. I'm super happy to be here with you today. I have a really magical oracle. I've actually got quite a few things coming in these next couple days, so keep watch. I feel so blessed to bring these messages forward. I love when you tell me if you're here, if you feel comfortable. I would love, yeah, what's up, girl? All right. I'm so happy you're joining me, Nicoletta. This feels such a magical oracle tonight. As they all do, right? As they all do. So, first of all, happy weekend, and I hope everything is going great. I wanted to start this message out by letting everybody know that this message is brought from Archangel Zadkiel. Okay. And it was the channeled song. I channeled a song a few days ago, actually, but specifically, I was told not to share this oracle until today. Okay. And I believe that's because a portal closed. Usually takes 3 days, right, Nicoletta? So I channeled this message on 8:23. Today is 8:26. And the message that came in was the song by Pink, Just Like Fire. And I dropped it in here. Yep. Yeah, girl. So I actually put at the top comment, I put the link. It's also in the description. Oh my gosh, you have to check it out. It is, I like to give you a little history lesson. We're going to educate ourselves a little bit more about this song, about everything that's coming in and how it speaks to the oracle, and then we're going to go from there. Okay? So, basically this song came in. I knew the song right away because, who doesn't love Pink? The song came out, gosh, about 7 years ago, y'all. Gosh, I didn't think about that. 2015 is when, or 2000, yeah, 2015 is when this song came out. And it was the very first song that Pink ever wrote. She co wrote it in a trio. And it was the first song that she ever wrote for an action movie picture with Disney, and it was for The Looking Glass, Alice in Wonderland, The Looking Glass. Okay, so that's kind of the backstage. When this came in, I immediately saw, when I go to the video, there's certain things that kind of stick out and highlighted, and immediately what I saw in between it's like two ones, basically it's like a football field, and in the middle were 222. And so what I feel with that, and I feel the message that Archangel Zadkiel is trying to bring with that, is really letting you know, those of you that found your way here, is that as you're going to see, of course, you're on the master on the ascended master path. Number one, okay, check. Number two, you have overcome the 222 challenge, or you're in the midst of it. This is an alignment. Actually, you know what I'm getting? It's a choice. It's a choice. And this video, if when you watch it, is going to help you make a choice. Okay. Um, which is really amazing. And if we think about what the 222 challenge is on the Ascended Master Path, it always comes through as chakras for me. And so what I'm getting here is we'll start with the root chakra, the solar plexus, and then we go up to the higher heart. So it's like as we look at that activation, that combination, that triple blast, okay, that triple Z snap, so to speak. We do find that, when we feel safe, when we feel connected, when we feel like we're part of something bigger than ourselves, which has a lot to do with the root chakra being in balance. When we step into our power and when we have unconditional love, what happens is we unleash the master within us. And as you saw here on the video, the picture that I chose is really inspired by Zorro. The letter Z is coming in for Archangel Zadkiel. but also it's coming in flames, and it's talking about the archetype of Zorro and what that means on the ascended master path, and what that speaks to you. And it's like, yes, he's masked. He has his identity is masked because he does what he does for the love of all, right? For the love of all. He doesn't get caught up, and there's a big reason he's masked, right? The big reason that he is masked is because um, he steps up into service for the greater good, right? And if he wasn't masked, there's that the idea that the ego can get pretty involved, and so that anonymity is really an amazing thing. And at the same point in time, Archangel Zadkiel wants to let you know, as you are, and here's the phrase I meant to share with you: when the pupil is ready, the master will appear. And this is literally from what I was led to from Zorro. So look at that. We have a mashup. We have Alice in Wonderland, The Looking Glass, a mashup with Zorro. And it really does make sense because what we're getting here is with the video is a chance to walk through a journey, a chance to walk through and to see um, who you have been and who you are. And of course, really what we'll realize is that we are everything. And the moment that we can realize we are everything is the moment that we can really kind of, triple Z snap through some healing, okay? And instead of going all the way around necessarily, we can find our way with a different course. So that's kind of what's coming up today. When we watched the movie, it was really powerful because, as you'll see, and that's what I want. Really, you got to watch the video. It's amazing. It's a great song. I'm noticing. I worked on the food truck. There's a little grease spot for you. I'm like, really, but it is. But like, just like fire, the message that came in, it's all about shifting into balance, shifting gears into balance. And what really stuck out more than anything is people deem, this is what I heard when I did the song, people that are deemed crazy are off somewhere within. And so that's a really powerful message here, is to not, first of all, you're not crazy. Okay. If you are having issues and you need to speak to a doctor, please go, right? 808. Yeah. I love that, girl. I love that. So, hey, Marie, so happy you're here. Um, and this is what I hear. It's like people that are deemed crazy are off somewhere else within. And the journeys that we do, the healing process happens within. Okay. And that's where we get to be like Alice in Wonderland. It's like we fall through into the dark, into a world that we don't understand, but we find our way. We find our way just like Alice did, right? And when we come out the other side, we're transformed forever. We're transformed forever. And that's really what this ascension process is all about, right? And those of you that found your way here, you understand that. I feel that you have fallen through, okay? and you are in the midst. We're all in different places and different things speak to you. And it's like every component and every character. Well, in the video, Pink goes through the looking glass, okay? They follow the butterfly of transformation into the looking glass. And so it's no longer about reflection, it's actually walking through. And she immediately falls into this duality of a chess game, and she's every single piece, right? And that is just so amazing because that's really, we feel like we're battling something, or and it's just like really they're just different parts of ourself, right? And it can lead to so much to so much more. And it just keeps going in the video. And I love that her husband, Corey Hart, was in it. And this spoke to me. Her husband is Corey Hart, and he was in the video. And it was telling me that we're going through the solar plexus heart. So it's like, so if you imagine your two chakras, there's a space in between the two, the breath, in between the solar plexus and the heart chakra is the diaphragm. Okay. And a lot of times when people are in fear, okay, and this is where the imagination and the wonder of Alice comes in, going through the looking glass, right? It's like if we choose to really look at that reflection and go through, and not be afraid, then what we'll see is that we can deepen our breath. Okay, we can oxygenate better. We can get in touch with how complex we really are, right? So I love this because in that song, watch this madness, colorful charade. And so, you know, how forever anyone who's been different has been like put at the stake, right? And burned during the witch trials, deemed mentally ill. And it's like there's a new frontier. There's a new frontier. We're afraid of places we haven't been before. And it just feels so powerful. So we're going to explore this together. Now, I also love that Pink's daughter, her daughter was also in the video. Her name is Willow Sage. And so I did have a couple things come up. I had Obsidian and Willow, Sage and Citrine. Hey, girl, come in together. That might be something that you want to do. I've got some Obsidian myself. Okay. So it might be something that you would benefit from. Okay. And because this is kind of an activation really between the two for expansion, right? So when Pink recorded this song back in 20,000, like I said, 2016, when she went to go premiere it on her Instagram, she appeared with a thorn shaped headpiece, and she said, let's do this. And of course, the biggest refrain is what? And this is what you were brought here to hear. We came here to run it. We came here to run it. And so as you go, as the pupil, when we came here to run it. So as you become the pupil, the student, and when you're ready, the master will appear in front of you. Okay. And this is why, because we came here to run it. So many of you have stepped on the path, and there's information that the angels want to bring to you. We're doing a Z pattern. I know that opening is kind of philosophical, and it's just like a sharing of where we're going, and it's open. It's like we just opened up a can. Okay. And it's like now we get to see what's inside and decide what we want to make of it. And this is what I'm feeling. Okay. This is what I'm feeling. So, what we're going to do, I love that today, okay, I was told to share this particular oracle. And I love that it's the 26th and that Z is the 26th letter. So let's really think about the number 26, how it comes in for me always in chakras. It really is talking about that 222. Because if we take the second chakra, which for me, I count. If you're not familiar with how I count, I'd be happy to tell you. Okay, this is just how the universe communicates to me. Okay, and I hope it resonates. But the second chakra is the root chakra. And then the sixth chakra is the higher heart chakra. So it's really telling us again about the 2-2 challenge. Okay. And so as we are collaborating with unconditional love and stepping forward into our mastery, we unleash the hero within. And the world certainly can benefit from a lot of heroes. So before we move into the oracle, at the very end, okay, at the very end of the video, you see Pink being signed in to a mental institution. And so there is just something about everything in that video and a perspective. So make sure you check it out. It is definitely what Archangel Zadkiel wanted to share. So before I get started, I always like to check Archangel Zadkiel, is there anything you're here with us? Yes, okay. Is there anything else that you wanted me to share at this moment? Okay, let's get to it. Let's get to the oracle. All right, we're gonna use the crystals. We've got the crystals here. We're gonna talk about what we're integrating. We've got the Australian Down Under cards, which I love. I'm talking about that solar plexus. What are we alchemizing? We've got the medicine cards talking about synthesize, and we've got the Wildwood Tarot to really help bring our brain into it to give us vision. Okay. What I love, I keep saying that. What I love about this oracle tonight, if you haven't noticed, I've noticed because I know my cards, and of course, Archangel Zadkiel chose them for you, and they are powerhouse ancestral cards. So being part of the Ascended Master Path is really doing more, like we said, like Zorro, more for than just yourself. That's the hero within that gets unleashed. And it's like, okay, we're just going to keep going. But the ancestors are here hardcore, okay? So they definitely, they're here in really 3 of the 4 oracle. So let's go ahead and get started with the crystals. What are we integrating? Okay, because there's some integration going on right now. What is this unconditional love? What are we really trying to wrap our brain around? Okay, it really kind of stems from all of that. What are we in between? There's an in between. As I said, in between the solar plexus and the heart chakra, there's this in between, the diaphragm, the breath. So, are some of us holding our breath? Are we shallow breathing? There's lots of different ways that people integrate. Are you waiting for the other shoe to drop? Okay, there's just so much. We're all experiencing this energy in so many different ways. So let's go ahead and take a look at the crystals. We've got the cobalt aura, okay, number 59, which is a 14, being at one with the structure. There's a shift at hand, okay. This did come up the other night, and I do love it because look at this. I do see that mask. I just cannot help it. There's definitely, do you see the mask up here on the outskirts? Okay. So it's like that really ties into Zorro. And then I feel this plant. I feel this growth is what I feel. And then we go all the way in, and in the very, 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 very center is this silver energy. And as I'm looking at this mask, if you look back and forth, you see the collaboration, okay, on the outskirts. The 2, look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 12 on the outs. And then, oh my gosh, I'm actually seeing so much more actually when we go into this. So, on the outskirts, this really kind of looks more about really the challenge that we're dealing with. I cannot unsee it. So let's just go. What I see here on the outside is that twin within. I feel it's a masculine energy. I feel the masculine energy. You can even go with the Athena, okay? And it's like we make a choice and we go within. And look at, I see a spider here. I really do. Holding this framework, okay? And this is that ancestral. Whenever I see the spider, whenever I talk about the spider, and look what's on the other side. Seraphonite, the magic. The magic. Okay? So it's like this is part of the challenge to what? To get to the center. How many licks does it take to the center of the Tootsie Roll Pop? Okay. And it's like, as fast as we want to go, we have to take the initiation step by step, right? Because it's really important and every step makes a difference. I want to get a little bit more familiar with this cobalt aura. I really want to break down this energy. We're not so familiar with this because I was kind of feeling this. And when we, as we're building this oracle, you'll see it, but this is really talking about the element of the star. It's really talking about the third eye. Okay. And look at this. The moon phase is the waxing moon. And I believe that's the phase we're in. Isn't the waxing moon right before the full moon? Whoa. Okay. So this mandala is a symphony of colors from cobalt blue to violet to dark green. Pay attention to the purple star, a hexagram in the center. All right. One second here. It says, look, I've never read this one before. I think I've read it here a few times, but look, animals and larger than life human figures are on the reliefs. Okay, I was seeing that. I was seeing on the outside, all moving in ordered procession towards a large stone city. We muse on what to show us while gently running our fingers across the surface. Okay, now he's kind of going in. This is an attunement oracle. So, this is what this talks about. We read this the other day. Let the radiant light of this mandala, of this cobalt aura, to open ancient codes within your memory banks. These codes contain a new potential that is yet to be realized. Do you notice how they're blocked? And that's why you need to take the steps of initiation to get through. These codes contain a new potential that is yet to be realized. They were placed deep within your memory banks during the later stages of Atlantis to await activation in this lifetime. The star of creation has the ability to restore what was forgotten and to remind you of your Atlantean light. Wow. Okay. So that's just the first. Okay. So that's kind of really setting the stone. No pun intended. And then we have rose quartz. So there it is right there. Collaboration with the one. Rose quartz, many people go with straight with the pink, and the pink does tell you a lot about it, but you know what I like to tell you about rose quartz. It pairs with carnation, and it's all about dissolving fear. Okay, that's literally what it does. It dissolves fear. Okay, it's also, like many quartz, part of an amplifier. Okay, so what we're getting here, the number 21, this is really an energy that's coming into balance. Okay, so we're being reminded of our Atlantean light, and it's deep within, specifically for this time period. Okay, and look what doesn't want to move. The Seraphonite does not want to move. Wow. Okay, so that's really kind of setting the stage. So really, I'm kind of getting a message right there just from the shuffle. Before we look at this structure together, it's all about being reminded of your Atlantean light, being reminded of what you were meant to do in Atlantis before the fall is what I feel. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this structure. Yeah, 4 on the 4. 4 on the 4. The evil eye, the lapis lazuli, which I am literally going to do something. I'm going to show you right away. Do you see that grid right there? That is lapis lazuli, which I was led to grid last night from my angels. So there's a message for you right now. Okay. And lapis lazuli, I'm sorry. We are not doing the Blair Witch Project today. Just kidding. Okay, so the lapis lazuli is a strong healing stone, and just really look at this mandala. There's all these energies that are trying to get in to the center. Okay, again we have this real powerful superconduction highway in the middle, right? There's all these energies that want to get in, but there's different barriers, right? I feel like this is your guides. I feel this structure is sacred for you. I feel just as it looks like the evil eye, this is about preserving your energetic field. Okay, so that you can do what? So that you can step into the healer that you were meant to be. All right. I feel that you're all healers anyway, but there's just something more, right? There seems like there's something more coming in. Like there just seems like there's more to the story. Now, as we have the evil eye coming in, we have the eye, like the actual eye. And as I'm talking about the I, what really it always reminds me is about your individuality. Okay, this is what really comes in for me. Now, lapis lazuli, in my attunement, in the attunements that I do, it pairs with iris. And Iris is known as the bearded lady. Okay. Now, the bearded lady has always been kind of the freak show at the circus, right? It's always not taken really seriously for for the gifts that it has. But here, what we're talking about, the bearded lady, is really kind of, to me, talking about a balance coming in. Okay, this is the structure. Is we have this balance coming in between our feminine and masculine energies. Okay, and it's like we've got all these energies really wanting to come in and try to keep things off tilter. And so just being here at this moment is really kind of helping you to ground into this and to understand that, first of all, you're not alone. Hey, Karina, welcome. You're new. So, what's the magic at hand? There's that amber. Okay. Amber pairs with you, and yew tree, and they're both ancient. This is the magic, you guys, because what amber does is this is a tree resin. It's actually a pine tree resin. So as I'm talking about this, I really feel that we're going to go a little bit deeper into our story, my ascended Atlanteans, okay? Because I see that you're here to turn back on that Atlantean light, right? But where did you come from first? You from Lemuria. You were the teachers in Lemuria. Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. The teachers in Lemuria. And I've gotten this story before. Of course, just let me know if it resonates. But it's like the teachers in Lemuria, those who had progressed, were being sent to Atlantis, really. And, what happened from there, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. However, this amber is coming in to let you know and to remind you once again that, yeah, there's a lot of energies coming through, but we got you. We got you. This is a thick resin. It is a fortress around you. Okay. Oh my gosh. We just got this card the other day too. I mean, it's like some of these things you see, you cannot unsee it. Are you guys seeing the Pharaoh? Are you seeing this ghost Pharaoh energy, right? On the outside here. And it's like as in the arrows going towards the center, and look at, like, it's like a landing strip almost. And it's like, don't worry about what's on the outside. Stay centered. Stay on your path. Okay? And and these paths would come down to six paths. Look, it's like these arrows coming in. This is what I feel that is happening for many of you, that the two is becoming one. Okay. And what I mean by that is that there are those on this path, and it's like there are energies around you, but we're learning from them. We're learning from them how? By having unconditional love, by really stepping into our power. Why? Not for me, not for I, for all. So, what does the I mean? You step into your gift, your individuality, and it's not a gimmick. It's not a sideshow. It's not something to be laughed at. It's something that can really make a difference. So, you got any pests around you? Spirit's going to take care of that. That's what the amber is saying. Just like in the cane of, I love this because a lot of people, if you want to really envision amber, look at it in Jurassic Park in the cane, how he has the mosquito stuck in there. Any and all pests are going to be frozen in time. And what I want you also to keep in mind is amber comes in many colors. And with this blue moon coming up in a few weeks, I'm literally being reminded that the rarest color is blue. The rarest color is blue. And I feel this is very applicable to you. You are rare. You are unique. We all are. But there's something about this lifetime that you're meant to, go within to bring forward, to bring forward. And so many of you are being put in this structure. Why? Because you're learning. You're learning. Okay. We all are. Ooh, look at this beauty. Tanzanite. Okay. So first we had the 25, which is a 7. Now let's kind of take that 7 a little bit. How do we balance the magic and step into this tanzanite? Okay. And look at the difference in the structure. Look at the alchemy. Look at the gold. Look at the gold and look at the bold. Wow. Look at the gold and look at the bold. That is truly beautiful. And so this feels like this is meant for you. This is one of many cycles for you. Okay. You've gone through many cycles and you will continue to go through many more. Why? Because you're here to evolve. You're here to evolve. Now, Tanzanite, I want to read a little bit about that for you because some people are not as familiar, right? Our consciousness awareness rises up. Okay, just a moment. During Atlantis and Lemuria, the crown and the eighth chakras were more closely linked with the pineal gland, playing a more active role. The ability to access infinite cosmic vibrations, interspecies communication, telepathy, and the ability to direct energies are immeasurably enhanced. So you want to balance the magic. Do you see why you're a student? Okay, do you see? It's like you've been inducted into Hogwarts, okay? And it's all about how to balance the energies, okay? And you're going to be practicing this. I literally telepath. I'm sure you do too. If you don't, you should try it. Okay? What I'm talking about is telepathically talk to your angels, right? So here I have my pendulum, and I'm going to ask do you work for the light? I just want you guys to see. Okay, and now I'm going to be telepathic. Okay, so that right there is a lesson for some, especially those that are being led with incantations, okay, with words. They don't all need to be verbally spoken. Even telepathically saying them is saying them. And that's actually an extra note to even note that what you say in here, even if nobody hears it, it's going into the universe. Okay? So the Tanzanite really is talking about the building blocks. What I see here are the building blocks, right? The building blocks, the gold, the alchemy. So beautiful. Isn't it a gorgeous card? I love it. Okay, so then what? Another challenge. Okay, so this is what's up. I believe you're going to be shown. We're being shown, and the reason I'm saying this is because I know a little bit about what's to come. Okay, because I already know with some of the cards we're going to talk about the challenge 33. We're going to talk about challenge 44. We're going to talk about challenge 55, and then look, What happens when you close the cycle with the magic and the building blocks of those? Well, you just continue to evolve. And so we have magnetite and pyrite here, again, talking about balance, really bringing the silver and the gold together. Okay. And the silver, a lot of people talk about copper, but silver is actually the strongest conductor. Okay. Metal conductor. I was going to say metal conductor because, of course, the water is what's a huge conductor, okay, which is within us, which is also part of why we're being called through these challenges. Why? To really master the emotional body, to really be able to master the way that the water influences, because the water is powerful, right? It can erode, it can overcome, it can push through, right? So we have magnetite and pyrite, and they work together to really get that stabilization. Okay, so I'm loving all this. And then the fourth card is the pink tourmaline. The pink tourmaline. Okay. And what I love this, okay, is the message altogether as we're talking about Alice in Wonderland falling through the tree, the oak tree, falling through, to discover who we truly are. And it may be like nonsense to some and even to ourselves, but in itself, it is a journey. Okay. And I love this because I've shared this recently. Pink tourmaline, it actually pairs with um, with oak. Okay. And when that came in for me as a combination, it came through as the tying a little ribbon around the old oak tree. And that story has become more, okay, this is coming up for purpose for you, because that story has really kind of taken on its own life. We've kind of adopted it for our military, right? But really, the basis of that story is about love. It is about the remembrance of love, okay? Because it's a love story, and that it was shared many moons ago in Reader's Digest, okay? So we have some really powerful crystals coming in here, okay? We've got the number 7, we've got the number um 10 or 1, so finishing a stage. So the magic coming in, right? And then we're finishing a cycle and beginning something new. And then we're immediately thrown into another challenge. But it's like we've got that collaboration. And this is what Archangel Zadkiel wanted you to be aware of. Okay? So let's go ahead and continue. As we're building, okay, you know what? I wasn't really looking at my structure. So we're going to go deeper. Here's the structure. It literally is a Z. Okay? So we're going to build it. These are the 4 corners. So the first corner is talking about the Egyptian timeline. I love this. This is even more. Look at it. It's talking about the Egyptian timeline. That is so perfect. Okay? And any of the pests, any of the things that happen on that timeline, it's like you're so preserved. You are preserved because there's resins coming over to catch any irritants. Okay, so that's going to go in one corner. In the next corner, we have the tanzanite. This is in Lemuria. So balancing with the magic, we're ending this stage in Lemuria, which was really painful for a lot of people. This is where we're doing a lot of alchemy at this time. This really has a lot to do with our sacral chakras, which, we've talking a lot about conduction, but that really is the strongest conduction. So doesn't that make sense when you alchemize in that sacral chakra, that when you alchemize there, that it's going to increase your connection, your telepathy, your gifts. Okay, so this is really going back to those master teachers. This particular one, getting into balance, this is on the Atlantean timeline. Okay, this is what's being here. This is talking about the gold and the silver coming together to really bring things into balance. Okay, and I'm feeling this, like I'm getting this vibration. And when you have this vibration or frequency creating the vibration, it creates a bounce, and look at all the things that are not for you are bouncing out, bouncing off. And then this ring is keeping all the precious things, you, in the middle. But everything else is going to bounce off the ledge. Okay? So 66 is an ascended master number. Okay? And it really is talking about that unconditional heart. This makes so much sense. That unconditional heart and your soul star, your connection. So it makes sense that that would be the next part to come in, doesn't it? Okay, so we've got all that, and then back to Mu. Back to Mu. I love this so much. I've been resisting talking about it, but I feel my angels pushing me. Can I just be free and talk about this? Okay. When you go through such an incredible spiritual awakening, it can be a little interesting, right? But that's what this is all about, stepping forward with my truth and sharing with you, because I believe many of you are experiencing the same truth. There's a reason that we're tying a ribbon around this oak tree, is because what I've noticed, not only for myself, but for a couple other students, go to your angels and ask, is there an open portal in a tree by you? Are there energies coming in to teach you to step up into this mastery, making things a little bit more difficult? Are they affecting your family? Are they affecting your work? And are you rising to the challenge? Are you seeing through? Okay? Because when we talk about tying a ribbon around the old oak tree, we're talking about really stepping into our power. These energies are coming through, and they're teaching us more about who we are, more about who we truly are, not the program version, not the one that rose to the occasion, not the one that thinks they have to do this and to do that. The truth of who you are. Okay, and we all individual. But at the same point in time, to really step into what that truth is, we have to really have this unconditional love for who? Ourselves. So you want to step into the magic. You want to step into your Mu, your elemental queendom. You want to collaborate with your highest self. That's part of it. You have to unleash your magic. But to understand magic is to know that it's not something to play with. Okay? Because in a lot of ways, this is how we kind of got here. Okay? Magic is not something to play with, right? With great responsibility comes great power. 42:24 on the clock. Okay? And that's really talking about that sacred structure within a structure, right? The master builder within that structure of standing in your power, and standing into your truth, and realizing that how that affects you and all around you. Okay, that's really what this story is all about. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, thank you for reminding me. Okay, so that's the corners. Okay, we're gonna go back down here, you guys. That's the corner. And why is this lapis lazuli coming out? To help you step into your truth, to share your truth, no matter what's around you. This structure is coming in to really bring you into balance, to give you a platform, to give you a step up, to give you a foundation. And what a foundation we have. What a foundation we have with these crystals already, with the energy and the frequency of these crystals. Okay? We have the protection, we're stepped in our power, we have the balance, and we have the ability to see beyond our current gifts. So special, right? This is amazing. Okay, so that's the basics. Oh my goodness. I was just talking about that and I just took my grid out. That's okay, I'll reset it. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about, stepping into our power. We're going to really talk a little bit more about this old oak tree, okay? And what's being highlighted are the experiences between Egypt and We're doing a Z. Okay, so in the upper corner here, between the amber and the tanzanite. Amber is Egypt. Just go with me, okay? This is the Egyptian timeline, and this is the Lemurian timeline, okay? And this is your experience, okay? These are universal energies, but at the same point, our experiences are unique. So within there, we've got the Australian cards, the storytellers, right? We've got the original oracle, which was the stories that we shared mouth to mouth, and the pictures, and the aboriginals, okay, which are one of the oldest storytellers current from back then to now, and how the stories, as we're shared a couple stories today, the story of Alice in Wonderland mashing up with Zorro, and how the stories themselves are oracle. Okay, so we've got what we're really talking about here is really getting into balance. Okay, so we really there's a genetic memory that you're the lie bird that you're claiming. So stay perched, observe. Okay, we've gone through many trials and tribulations, many different activations, but this is just look at what is this? You're just going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Look at we can't even until you do what? Until you unlock and here we've got that divine feminine, the apex, the high priestess. There's a genetic memory, okay? And this is that new cycle that's beginning for you. This is so beautiful. Another 3. Look at so we go down for this healing, and it's almost like, okay, it's so funny. I'm going to quote my friend Trish because yeah, I remember her saying, and I was just watching SpongeBob, so this is what I'm getting. It's like we've got these little holes. We've got these holes within us. Okay. And it almost reminds me of a rotary phone where you can like dial in. Okay. You're going to dial in. And when we're saying that, we dial in, we've got this energy coming in. Really? Okay, as we're doing that, I want to see which way it's going. You dial to the right. Okay, so we're making it righty tighty. So we're bringing energy in. The ancestors are bringing energy into you. Your guides are bringing energy into you, and it's really allowing you to find this genetic memory of what? Most likely that Atlantean light. So pay attention to the dreams coming in because look at how it kind of takes on a life of its own. And as this healing comes in, it becomes a sun in itself. It becomes this fire and it takes off on a path in its own. This is that collaboration with the one. And I see that you're using this with other people, okay, which really fuels this fire, which allows you to what? To change colors, to shape shift. But as we were reminded, watch this madness, colorful charades. So what that means is, are you meant to flex and change and adapt to fit in? I think not. I think you're meant to stick out. Okay? And so as I see this orange color, this orange color is all about that sacral. Okay, so we've got some daydreaming coming in. Are you meditating during the day? Are you using the daytime? Okay, because the daytime seems to be a good time for you. Why? It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me because the Lemurian and the Egyptian timeline were pretty painful for a lot of divine feminines, and so that you probably have residuals of that coming at night. So how can we use the daytime? What's happening there? Okay. How can we use our breath? That's what we're talking about. To do what? To move forward. So it's all about catching our breath to move forward, to realize that you're in a posse. Look at everybody that's here. Look at everybody that's here. Just those of you that are here right now. All we need to know is to bring us into balance with the one is to know that we're not alone, that we're part of something bigger. And you guys are these conductors, okay? You've most likely been dolphins. You've most likely learned from that. And the dolphins, they're sacred. They travel between worlds. They develop communication. They develop the breath. Okay? And so as you're going through, keep all of this in mind. There's some really powerful breathing techniques that will really help you go within and just focus on your breath. Okay? How do you get in balance? By respecting yourself, by respecting the fact that you alchemy, that you need some time to go within. Look at this. You're the diamond in the rough. Sometimes we get our heads, sometimes your head can get a little carried away, but this is what we're alchemizing. Okay? And it's part of who we are, right? Our mind is just as much a part as the Holy Trinity, so to speak, as our body, as our spirit is. They're meant to work together. Okay, but this alchemy is happening between your soul and your mind so that you can move forward out of respect for yourself and the respect for others. This is that true authenticity coming in. Okay, and look at this balance. Do you see this balance? But we also see this split, right? And so we've been seeing this split. And if we're at one with the shift, what we're integrating potentially is a coming together of these energies. Okay, so let's find out. As we move from the amber, okay, over to the tanzanite, the bowerbird, number 42, this integration is about going within, about collecting the things that we need to create this nest. The nest of what? Of our authenticity. Okay, that's what the bowerbird does. Is it literally collects things that are blue, literally. Okay, and it creates this nest, and it builds this nest. And as I'm talking about this nest and about this building, about building this structure and making things just right, it's like this is how you move forward. You got to have just that right space for you. And how do you know? By going within. And so it's like we keep going further and further down. And as we go further down, we lose less restriction. And this really builds a pathway of what? Of you being able to connect. So as you're collecting the authentic parts of who you are, you're creating this nest. Okay, as you show up in service, as you show up to learn in mastery with your angels, with your guides, from each other. Okay, you gather more insights. You get to go even deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay, and it's like if we flip it on its and this gives us this arrow, this potential. Okay, this potential to go down to claim this beautiful gift. Where? On that Atlantean timeline. Because for me, the Atlantean timeline is your Earth Star chakra. It is your treasure chest. So it makes sense that we're collecting these little fragments of you so that you can become whole, so that you can reach this potential of going down to claim that energy, that hope, that sprite in Pandora's box, surrounded by all the other titans, right? It's like there's a lot of junk in there, and that's what you've been shuffling through, believe it or not. But what you're really looking for is that sprite, that fairy, that hope of what? Of your magic, rediscovering who you truly are. Okay? Because we are all magic. Most people don't believe that. So you've been doing that. This structure brings you into collaboration to collect those pieces of you. Okay? Those pieces of who you are. So have a lot of grace. I see these two cards. I heard pick up the card. 6 and 6. As you're getting your royal crown, As you're building your authenticity, your nest, remember to have lots of grace, lots of gratitude, because you are so powerful. You truly are, that you can manifest anything. And if we allow ourselves to get swallowed in the challenge without the grace and without the gratitude, and you can probably think back, you've probably seen where because there's no wrong way, but you've probably slipped under into the emotions. You've probably let them get the better of you from time to time. I'm guessing. And the reason I'm guessing is because that's where awareness begins. Okay. So, how can we have grace? How can we have gratitude? How can we focus on that instead of all the energies that are trying to penetrate? Those of you that I'm talking to, I know you. You know why? Because I am you and you are me. And you feel lots of energies, and it's confusing. And these energies are just trying to distract you from developing your individuality. They're trying to block you. And why is that? I don't have the exact answer, but I think it's because the world needs more Zorros. And maybe there are just energies that don't want that to happen. Okay. So this is all coming forward for you to find your way. Okay, for you to step into your wings, for you to face your shadows. But when we say face your shadows, we don't box. We're not here to shadow box. Okay, you're past that. I feel that you're past that. You see them for what they are. It's time to balance them out. A lot of the things that you're boxing, a lot of these energies that are coming through, they're coming through from the past. Why? Because that's where we are diving. We're diving down, yo. So we're really funneling through the past, and we go down into Pandora's box, and everything comes out. It's like many times I tell you, in that treasure chest, like a file cabinet of every life that you ever had, and you are old souls, my friends. I feel you. I feel you. Okay. You've been around since the beginning of time. I feel that. I really, really do. And so it's time to really allow yourself to find the balance. And it's so funny because I'm hearing I'm Batman. And think about that. How can you face your fear and turn it into your biggest opportunity? That's what true collaboration with the magic does. That's what true healing does. Okay? That's what true healing is. And your ancestors, they want you to see with their eyes. They want you to understand that some of the things that some of these energies that you think are yours, they're theirs. You're the chosen one. You're the one that decided to step through. You're the one who decided to take the steps. You accepted this challenge, and you're right where you're meant to be. And you're not alone. There are many of us doing the same thing as you. Okay? And it's like we want you to get your wings, but also we want you to see things in a different light. We want you to see the mirror as we're talking about just like fire. We want you to see the reflection, okay? But also we're taking a walk through so that we can see what that really means. Why? Because most likely you're here to help others. Now these two birds, I've got two birds down, and they're both going in the same direction, okay? Which is to the right. Which is to the right. So we've got our left eye showing and the directions to the right. Okay. Now, as I'm saying this is that new beginning. Okay. That's where we started. We got that one. So we're heading east. It's a sunrise. We're working with the sun. Okay. This is what I'm feeling. We're working with the sun to illuminate. Hey, what's up? Okay. So it's like, that's the magic at hand. We're integrating this magic. There's this healing here, okay? But we need one more card to get into balance. right? To get in balance with the shift. Don't you love how the cards talk? How can we get in balance with the shift? The Tasmanian devil's here and it's saying, you got to purify. There's some things on the rump. There are some things that you don't see yet. It's like we're still going through, we're integrating these energies. The reason you came here, you were brought here, was so that you can get more clarity about what's happening, understand a little bit more about your mission. Okay? Hey, Starseed Wisdom. So happy you're here. Now, the Tasmanian devil is so powerful, actually, and and is really kind of based on a lot of mystery, okay? Because the Tasmanian devil kind of got a bad name. And this is what I'm getting is how did we become to fear ourselves? Like, what is fear? Okay. So as we're getting purified, we're going through this process of renewal, right? We're going through these processes. This is what I've been dealing with. It's like in this, you probably resonate. Let me know if you do. It's like you're doing all this work, and then it's like, oh man, you kind of feel like you got yourself in a good place. And then it's like you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, there it is more. Or sometimes it's back. Okay. And that's because that's who you are. You're a transmuter. You're here like Zorro. Zorro doesn't go out one time. No, no, no. You see that triple Z, you see that fire Z everywhere he goes. He goes out as much as he can, not sacrificing himself, though. And in many ways, this is how you are. And so you're feeling these energies, and I'm feeling them too. I'm feeling them too. Okay. I understand. When I am going out and about, it's one thing at home, but when I'm going out and about, I am picking them up like crazy. Are you feeling them? I feel them in my feet big time. I'm like, what is this? I'm feeling Mother Earth. Okay. And that's because you're strong empaths. That's because you see energy, you feel energy. We all do it in different ways, but it resonates for you. And whether your mind, it doesn't matter what your mind says, your soul is in charge, my friends. Those of you who found your way to this reading, those of you on the Ascended Master Path, your soul is in charge. It's time for your mind to get on board with the soul. And so, as we're working to get balance on that mind, balance of the mind, the authentic nature, okay, finding the respect for ourselves, right? As we're getting in line with that shift, our mind needs to collaborate with our heart, with our soul. And that's hard for the mind because the mind only knows what it knows. And there's a reason the mind only knows what it knows, and it's those subconscious scripts. Those are the true fears. And they're deep. They're deep. But you have gone down deep. And now it's time to kind of like, I'm like getting this shimmy feeling. I play basketball. And so we learned this thing, it's called box out. It's where you really put your butt out there to kind of clear your space and get the right stance so that you can kind of make your moves. And this is what I'm feeling here. You're boxing out these energies. You're like, I see past you. I see you're there, but guess what? I already know you can't harm me. I know you can't penetrate me. I dark as they may be, dark as they may be. You see them, I see you, and you see me. And guess what? I like to say it a lot. I see you. Now leave and don't come again. Stepping into that power, finding the balance and the shift to create the abundance of the experience of this life, regardless of the energies around you. And you are being guided to do this. Why? So that you can teach others to do the same. And there's lots of modalities. I work with crystals, the plants, the animals. You probably do that in some respect as well. We all do it in different ways, and we all assist each other's in different ways. But also with Archangel Zadkiel being here, the angels, your guides and your angels, you're surrounded. Remember, this is a purification process. Why are we even talking about these timelines? Because how can the earth ascend past the lower realms if those timelines are not cleansed? And how do they get cleansed? When light workers bring the light down and bring things to the light, when they gather the energies and send them to source. Okay? That's how. No more putting them in the water, putting them in the ground. If you're going to send energies, ask your angels what to do. I know I feel so grateful because I didn't know any of this. I've been learning for years now. And of course, to be able to hold different energies, it's a learning process. I'm actually feeling the heat right this minute. Crystals and the archangels, ascended masters. Yeah, girl, I feel you. This is a family. I am literally feeling the heat right this moment. So let me go ahead and see. Archangel Zadkiel, I'm feeling the heat. Is this heat of the light? No. I, is there anything we should do? No. I see you and I feel your heat. It's not going to bother me at all. That's what we're talking about. Okay? So this is the pathway, the balance in between the Egyptian timeline, which is our root chakra, to the sacral chakra. Okay? To the sacral chakra, which is what I always refer to. This is how it comes through for me. Okay? So just bear with me. To the Lemuria, the sacral chakra. I see the chakras as the actual timelines. And I understand the healing on all the different timelines. And I understand that we're multidimensional, okay? And it makes sense, that different things work together. And wouldn't it really make a lot of sense if there were energies that were kind of intertangled on all these lower chakras so that we could rise into one? This is what I feel so much, that we have split from ourselves, from different versions of ourselves. And in many respects, this was meant for us to hold this form, to be who we are. Okay? Which I believe we're all angels anyway, to go from etheric into a physical form. But now it's time to really understand the etheric, right? It's like we've learned so much about the physical. It's time to learn beyond that. It's time to cross some bridges, right? Okay? So this is what we've got from the ancestors, from the Aborigines, from the storytellers. Now, I looked at those first two birds that I was showing you. 6, 9, and 8. Okay? 6, 9, and 8. Now, I'm hearing chakras. Okay? So, really, we're talking about finishing this heart awakening. Many of you have been in it for a while. Okay? So, really stepping into this unconditional higher heart. Okay? Getting the clarity, right? Getting clarity, understanding where we're going. The clarity is coming in. And 8 is really unlocking the well of dreams, the mouth of God. Many of us, this is what I refer to as the mer kingdom. A lot of us having the siren energy, these black waters, so to speak. And so as we've been cleansing those waters, this is how it's come through for me. As we cleanse and crystallize those waters, we actually, like the rose quartz, we dissolve the fear and we amplify the creativity, the energy of the sacral chakra. So look at, it's like these two are going that way, and this one is going to the right. So there's a coming together in the middle. Okay? There's a coming together in the middle. And so this is really speaking to me because as we step into unconditional love and as we get clarity, we literally purify those waters. Wow. Okay? So we're really starting to understand. And what does all of this lead to? Well, what we read about tanzanite, it leads to this alchemy. Okay, because we're literally talking about what are we alchemizing? Yeah, the sacral chakra. Okay, this is really. I just want to show you. I love when it all comes together. Okay, because this was channeled ahead of time. The crystals are talking about we're integrating, and the cards that we just said. What are we alchemizing? Sacral chakra. Okay, I love it. Okay, that's how I really know we're in the right place. Okay, so now we're alchemizing that. And I feel like that's where many of us are at this moment. Okay, so that's really kind of helping many of us get clarity, including myself. Now we're going to take and come down on the Z. So that was the first part. Now we're going to connect Lemuria down to Atlantis. Okay. So Atlantis, this was the one that we're talking about, the frequency and the vibration to get everything that doesn't belong to fall off. Okay. And this is, of course, after we have the beautiful telepathy, the increased gift, the interconnectedness, the cosmic. Okay. And this is this alchemy. Okay. This alchemy of what we truly are. It is far beyond what many people know. I think it'll probably surprise us, right? I think it will probably surprise us. Okay, so we've got the medicine coming in. And doesn't that make sense that after we step into our full creative, amplified creative power that's individualized, doesn't it make sense that the medicine would come in like a lightning strike, right? To really bring in that balance. Sorry about the lighting. It just kind of does that. I don't know why. Look at it. Okay. I've tried to figure it out 10 million times. We just kind of go with it. Okay. So here we're going to do four shuffles, and four shuffle. Yeah, Atlantis. I wanted to make sure. Okay. Four shuffles and four cards. Okay. The first card, another number 4. So look at the first card on the last one was number 4. Okay, we'll see if it stays. But these 4s keep coming in. Are you seeing a lot of 4s? So we get the deer, and the deer is talking about this beautiful grace, this beautiful vibration. And deer have been very important for me in my awakening. I literally remember heading home from a candle party. I used to sell candles. And I remember heading home, and I literally saw, I think it was 24 deer, literally. And I was like, oh my God, I pulled aside and took pictures. You'll probably see me share it if you're on Facebook. Because it was like, I was so awe-inspired. I was like, what? I've also had a past life as a deer. And I was shot. And there was this gratitude because I was able to feed the person I was shown. And so it's like some of these past lives. Was it my past life? Was it ancestral? Who knows? But that's what came in. Isn't that amazing? So here's the squirrel. Okay, now the squirrel right away, I mean, it's like, this is the mind. We don't want to be so focused on digging for the gold, on going down, that we get a little obsessed like that squirrel in what's that cartoon, the one with the squirrel with the nut. Oh my God. And it's like so funny, but it like literally becomes crazy. And that's what we're seeing in the video, from Just Like Fire, from Pink, the video that inspired this. It's like we have to remember we are here. Okay. So as much as we want to uncover, right? As much as we want to really find the balance, to really find what's next, it's like we really have to do things in balance, right? We need to remember that we're here. So we don't want to get, and look at that. There's that swan. Yeah, we got to keep that balance. We got to stay above those emotions. And a lot of those emotions are brought in by the mind. I need to do it now. I need to find it now. For many of us, it could be a long time until we discover. Why do we need to know? Why do we need to put it on a time? And these are just a little bit of the shadows coming up. How can we look at that with a different point of view? How can we say, because the moment that we start kind of pushing things rather than receiving, right? There's that push and the pull. And sometimes when you keep, it's not that you shouldn't push yourself, okay? But you can push yourself too far. And we need to understand that the things are brought in by spirit. It's like we really take steps at a time for purpose. Okay? We really take steps at a time for purpose. So really remember to keep this grace, stay above the emotions. Okay. It's really, really important. And to really keep in balance, really with the healing at hand. Okay. And really kind of focus on that and not jump gun. Okay. Because there's definitely some healing energies coming in. We want to finish that one. Like we said, we've got we're wrapping up this cycle right now with Lemurian. I believe it's going to come in really quick, you guys. I really do. I feel and I've seen this beautiful golden energy. I really have. And it's like now we're going to get it in balance with that superconduction. Okay. So this alchemy and the silver is really going to make a big difference. All right. As I talk about magnetite and pyrite, pyrite, I'm trying to remember what pyrite pairs with. Oh my gosh, it's so funny how I just give. I think it's barley. Okay. I think it's barley. And so fields of grain. And it takes time to till and it takes time for harvest. There is a time and a place for everything. This is all coming for purpose. Okay. So it's like, look at, be aggressive, but collaborate. Look at, here's the 10 in between. Have the grace, be aggressive in your healing. Okay. Definitely. Know that this is another cycle for you, but definitely keep yourself above those emotions. Okay. Don't be swallowed in whole. And that's what I have found for myself too. I mean, I've had some, I don't know about you guys. I'm feeling that you have. I feel like I had a tower moment and it was actually pretty painful. I had an interaction with my son and we're still not talking and that's not my choice, but I see a perspective so deep. I've sent him so much love and light. And it's like I'm learning more and more just to be who I am and to let it to work its way. Where before I would be like, come on, we got to work this out, be pushing. Everyone's got their time, right? And everything happens for different purpose. And maybe this is what he chose, not maybe, this is what he chose for his evolution, right? And as hard as it is, and as much as it changes the dynamic, it's always sticky to have family situations, especially with your children. I mean, that's tough. And we've had a lot of that. So I look forward to seeing what's going to become of it. I really do. But I believe in that. I haven't given up. And so I did have I had a pity party. And I think that it's important to have a pity party. But then I was like, okay, the sun's up and so am I. As Anna was says, the sun is up and so am I. And so I live my life. Yeah, it is tough. It was really tough and it was really ugly on his side. But that was his perspective. Even though it wasn't mine, even though my eyes see a different perspective, I really tried to flip it to see his. I really tried to see with the eyes of his wound so that I could come into balance, knowing that it wasn't me. It's just something within him. And this is really hard. It's hard stuff, right, you guys? Really hard stuff. So at the bottom here, the medicine coming in is all about the grace. It's all about the swan. Now the swan, of course, tells a really beautiful story. And what I'm getting here, it's funny because I'm getting 369. It's like the 6 is imaginary because you need a 3 to get to the 9. Balanced in with the healing 369 Nikola Tesla, the vibration of the heart 432 hertz. So how can you listen to that hertz if you need it? If your heart hurts, bring that in. Okay? And how about this? My friend Holly, she told me she did this, and I was so proud of her, a student of mine. And I've done this too. Can you use your imagination How about you listen to the hurts? Have you ever tried sending it? You can do it. You are more powerful than you know. Have you ever listened to a hurts and sent it to somebody else you love with the highest intentions, of course? Okay. Talk to your angels about that. Let me know. Let me know because there's an uncovering of how powerful you are. Yeah, we've fallen through the rabbit. We've been following the rabbit. It's the year of the rabbit. We've fallen through the tree. We're Alice in Wonderland. We're on the path of discovery. Why? Because Spirit is bringing this balance into you, to me, to all that it's available for. Okay. And this balance is coming in from Spirit to where? Number three, the sacral chakra, the fertility, our sexual desire, our creative, right? It's more than just that, but it's our spark, our dragon. We can call it lots of things, you guys. And I just heard fertile myrtle. Fertile myrtle. Interesting. Okay. Here's the skunk with the magic. It's like people understand your powers. Just like the skunks, they're avoided. So we don't really need to worry about these energies. Okay. We're talking about synthesize. Synthesize. How do we put this all together to synthesize? Okay. When I say that, it's like synergy. It's like putting the energies together to really kind of create an effect. And so I love that the skunk is coming in as a synthesizer because it's like, look at this is you. You're the skunk. You are one of the all. And it's like you've got this double stripe that goes into one, but it's like other things, everything else just looks at you and they already can sense your power and they don't want to mess with it. Okay? They don't want to mess with it. But it's like here in the center, do you believe in your power? Do you believe in your magic? And when I say that, there's this reverse, okay? Because it's like a lot of people put up their nose, like literally, no pun intended, to the skunk. But the skunk's medicine is so powerful. The skunk does everything in its power. It is not aggressive. It does everything in its power not to spray. But push come to shove, if need be, it will. And it creates that. And it also knows, the skunk also knows that it only has a certain amount. So it's not like they just go around spraying everything, and this is how you are. It's all about keeping things in balance. It's all about moderation. It's all about finding the balance. And what are we really talking about here between the duality? As as Pink falls into the video, okay, make sure you watch the video. As she falls into Alice in Wonderland, she goes immediately into this duality. Immediately. And the queens on the chessboard, they're wearing that thorn like hat, okay, that she said, let's do this with, okay? And it's like we got to get past the thorn to really have this unfolding of the queen within. But a lot of times we get afraid, okay? We get afraid. Not only us, but there are different energies of the process of stepping into our power, okay? And this is all about the magic. Hold on. I'm getting a message. Do you want me to read that? Okay. I was getting a message to read. So I'm going to read like a little bit of the skunk because it really wants to drive a point home for you as we're crossing from Lemuria. As we're crossing from Lemuria, listen, back to Atlantis because you've done this before. And so that's what you need to realize is that you're going over to alchemize. And many of you need to understand you have done this before. Okay. That should make it easier. Skunk, tell me the story so I will know it well of how to attract and how to repel. How do we attract all that we desire, and how do we repel all the energies that we don't? This is the magic of the skunk. The skunk does not threaten your life, but it threatens your senses. You know this to be true if you've ever been in the vicinity of its spray. In observing the habit patterns of a skunk, it's easy to notice the playfulness and the nonchalance of their natural behavior. As I'm hearing in Bambi, you can call me Flower. So cute. I dare you attitude of this four-legged creature commands you as the observer to respect its space on mere reputation alone. Hey, joyful dolphin. I love all these people coming in. Marie says it definitely takes strength to respond in the way we don't take those energies in. Yeah, it really is tough. It is, Marie. It is so tough. And I believe that's why we have a coming together, right? The skunk is teaching you that by walking your talk and by respecting yourself, you will create a position of strength and honored reputation. The carriage of your body relates to others what you believe about yourself. There's no need to be a bully, aggravate, torment, or overpower other beings with your sense of self intact. And I can be so, I pushed the button before I came in. Yay! I love it. And welcome, welcome. And, I'm truly going to be vulnerable. I have no problem sharing. I have bullied a lot of people, and I didn't even know I was doing it. It was my hurt, my wounds. They were talking. My unworthy, you know? And unfortunately, the people close to me, they got that. Most likely why I have some issues with my son, and I take it. And I'm ready to evolve past it for the betterment of both of us. It's not the end of our story. I hope not. Okay. But I'm also not going to jump ahead and create something that isn't there. I'm going to hold the space of what I want. You see? And I notice this change within me. Have you noticed these changes within you as you're overcoming these obstacles? I left my DNA on the like button. Oh my gosh. I love that. E. Okay. I love that you're doing E because yeah, I kind of feel that actually. Joyful dolphin. Mhm. Okay. Learn to assert without ego. What does that mean? Without the mind entwined. Okay. We're not going to kill the ego. We need the mind. It's a very strong processor. Okay. But we need the mind to untwine, to unwind. Okay. To not be so hyper focused. Right. So learn to assert without that what you are. Respect follows. Your self-respected attitude will repel who who are not of the like mind and yet will attract those on the same pathway. And so that's why many of you, and it's been hard, this has been part of our mission. I'm saying ours because I feel you. I feel you guys. I do. And I feel that we need an understanding to understand that there are certain energies that want to block us from the beauty of who we are. And I ain't playing. I don't know about you, but I ain't playing. There's no straight jacket for me. Okay? Because I'm not just receiving, I'm taking inspired action, including with this oracle. You think I wasn't nervous before? It's so cute. I'm like, oh, I'm so cute. I get nervous every time. And I set the intention to the angels to bless this message and to bring all who need this message here. And I love seeing so many new faces. I'm so happy you're here. Please keep coming back. I always go live for my videos. Okay. The odor of the skunk attracts others of its kind and repels those who do not respect its space. My daughter wants to say hi. Say hi. She also wants Mama to be done. I'm almost done. Okay. That's my daughter, my youngest Jordan. Okay, Jay. All right. So that's the medicine that the skunk is talking about here. Okay. This is what we're integrating. And I feel this is the integration. Okay. So first we saw it's like, what are we integrating? We're integrating, really this multi-dimensional healing. And this is why it's so confusing, my friends. Oh, thank you. She'll be back in many times. She always drops beautiful wisdom whenever she comes. So I love it. Okay. And so it's like we have this shift. How can we get the balance within the shift of what's happening there on our root chakra and our sacral chakra? Now we have it's like the 6 cards. There's this integration. These energies are integrating. Okay. And so as we get these energies coming through, they're all about the grace. Okay. So really try to hone in on that so hard. How can we be like the fox? This is the magic coming up, the 25 for you. I was like, didn't we already pull a 25? Okay. Talking about the pest. The fox burrows. Excuse me. Keep getting a cough. The fox, it burrows. It roots. See what's here? The coral. It holds the coral. And it's holding in its hand, okay? The fox is sly, right? You always hear sly fox. And that's because it sees things from a different point of view. It sees things straight on. It keeps its ears open and it burrows in the ground, okay? The fox. And it's very cunning. It's very cunning. And so are you. And as I see this coral, which is always talking about the I always refer to coral as like your nervous system. But for us, it's the relay of energies of reaction. Okay. That's really what we're talking about here because you guys are these beautiful, you want to collaborate with the shift. We're seeing that swan. Okay. So we want to be in one with the structure. We really want to keep ourselves grounded. We want to be cunning. We want to be sly. We want to really burrow, really ground our energies, and of course work with your angels, work and look at this is the antelope. Okay, just know you're a receiver. Know that this is part of who you are. You receive energies, you receive insights, you receive messages. Okay, and it's like how can we really hold that nervous system and really kind of halt that pattern of the subconscious scripts. Okay. And this is where that 432 hertz came in. This is where you can go on my channel. You can go to a playlist. This is why I record a lot of meditations here on YouTube. So they're always available to you. If you're having a lot of issues with the mind, if you're really kind of stuck here, hey, there's no judgment, my friend. We've all been there, but you might find the rose and the amethyst and rose meditation to be really awesome. Yeah, Marie says amazingly. And there's a new one coming out. I just need to schedule it. So that's coming. So keep watch. I'm always putting new ones out. Usually around the full moon and the new moon is when a combination comes out. Okay, all led by the angels. Okay, feeling the energies. And the one that's coming on deck, and it's like there's still some energies that we're integrating, and so this is why the angels are telling me to hold. But the next one coming in is fulgurite and bird of paradise, actually. So exotic, so unique, just like you. Okay, and fulgurite is literally a crystal that is developed from lightning. Okay. So let the magic collaborate with the shift. Let the magic unfold. Let the magic unfold. Stay centered. Keep your ears open. Know that the energies are naturally going to be repelled. Know that this is your time, that spirit is bringing in this balance, that you are receiving, that you are a wise one. Okay? You and yourself are a balancer, most likely a tuner. You help pull others into balance. And so this can be really confusing, but you have this bellow, you have this frequency, and it's a balancing frequency. And sometimes it confuses the mind, but the soul knows. And that's why your soul picks up these energies because it already knows what to do. Our mind gets in the way. So, how can we stay out of here, stay here? How can we box out the energies? By working with our angels and guides, by asking questions, by leaning into that space within, asking a question, going for meditation. We all have different ways. I am, for me, I use the pendulum. Okay. I use the pendulum. Um, with all my gifts. I feel, okay, I feel, and sometimes I feel so much that sometimes, if you join me on a meditation, I'm like, oh, who's got that back pain? I can feel it. So it gets confusing. So if you haven't been led, I feel that many of you have been studying your energy though. So the balance coming in here is to really understand that you have these huge antennae. You're a receiver, you're a channeler, you're meant to channel and to bellow for the community at large. You're a wise one. But I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I'm hearing, and this is what you don't want to happen. Okay? Because I'm saying you're a wise one, I immediately start hearing, oh, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Don't want your heart to become small because of the energy that's coming in. Because the energy that's coming in, you're meant to learn that you are more powerful than all of it. That's why it comes in. That's why you walk the path. Because you decided before you came here to evolve. You decided to evolve. Okay? And we're going to places we haven't been to before in our lifetime, guys. It's happening. So trust me that it's worth it. Oh, Nicoletta, we are so on track. I love it. I just bought a bird of paradise plant. I love it. I love it. Okay. So really remember the swan. Okay. These are the 4 cards that are coming in here. Okay. So we're integrating these energies, right? Our Atlantean lights. It's okay. Thank you. It's okay. I know it's okay. And yeah, you're talking about my son. And when you see things a little bit different, I've learned so much about, yeah, I know you can relate. Um, yeah, plants are amazing. Okay. So, and I'm learning even more and more about plants. Man, they're so magical. Really, there's so much magic. There's a reason all medicine is made from them. Okay. Um, but yeah, so it's just like we're gonna get through. We chose this for our evolution. We chose some of these really hard things, and I know that my son and I, it's a soulmate connection, and I think that this is happening because you know it's something coming up that we previously have experienced because it's been something that's been a long time. Don't worry, be happy. Every little thing's gonna be all right. That's right. I believe it. I believe it. Okay, so that is what we're synthesizing. Okay, that this is our time. That spirit is bringing in this balance. That we have this natural repellent. Okay, and at the same time we command, in a way, respect of our boundaries, that we're cunning, that we're sly, that we burrow and root, and that we receive, that we channel and we receive, and we have a bellow. You see all that? That's what we just talked about. Okay. And this is the power of the all. Okay. So far, we've had all animals. And that's because the messages of all these animals is the power of the all. This is the part of us, right? This is the part of us. So I'm getting a message to add. Okay. So we have 30 plus 7 is 37, plus 20 is 57, plus 5 is 62, plus 3 is 65. Alignment, alignment where? 65, between the higher heart and the heart chakra. Alignment to what? To our Atlantean energy is coming into balance, into the next part of the evolution, stepping up to really bring that soul star into shape. And this is all happening, and this is why you're being led here. And this is why your angels and your guides brought you here, because you have multi-dimensional things happening. This is why your ancestors are here, from the Aborigine to the medicine people, and now we're going into the inner earth. Okay? Because you got lots of stuff going on. But 3 different challenges, 3 different gifts. Okay? And that's been steadily coming in. Okay? So just really hang in there. Don't let the bear, don't let your need to hibernate, to not come out, to make you cranky. Okay? We want to step into the queen, into that vibration, right? This always reminds me, always comes up too. But this always reminds me of the movie Brave, okay? With the mom and the daughter, and how she turns into a bear, and it's because she's so rigid. So that's what I mean. That's the energy I'm getting here. As I cut to the green man on the other side, don't be so rigid. Don't be so rigid. Be open to the evolution. Be open to the integration. Be open to the change. Don't be so rigid. The bear is like, I hibernate like this. My clock is set. Okay? If you are set, you're immediately not going to allow the shift. Okay? Remember, the soul's in charge. The green man, he's here ready for you to step into your power, to step into your queendom. But not like this. Not like that, my friends. Okay? Not feeling defenseless, like just something about the pause. Okay? Just, and like it's like sun, it's like daylight, and it's like, okay? So really think about, how are you greeting the day? Because what we're talking about here with the inner earth, with the Wildwood Tarot, is we're really talking about, first of all, I love it because I'm hearing the knots. Okay, so we have the Celtic knot, we have grounding, as above, so below. And I really love talking about the knot, because I believe in a lot of ways we're undoing the knot and we're reconfiguring it in any way, shape, or form that we desire. Boy, have knots come a long way, braids come a long way. Okay. So that's one thing. But at the same point in time, what are we rationalizing? Okay. So as we talk about the inner earth, as we go from Atlantis to Mu, as we go from our earth star to the seat of our magic, to our solar power, right? What we're really talking about here is being in alignment in our actions, right? I love grounding too. This is grounding for me. I think it's probably grounding for all of you. All right, so we're going to do 5 shuffles, because this is really kind of a double shift coming in. But we're also talking about, as we're talking about the double shift, we're talking about that energy of the 55, which is talking about the heart chakra in line with the third eye. And what that means is really kind of taking this third eye and putting it across your heart, seeing it not with your mind, but with your heart, with your soul. That's what true vision is. It's not just about sight, okay? About seeing. It's about more than that. Some people don't see at all, and their third eye is huge as their forehead. Okay, you can be a feeler, you can be a smeller, you can be a hearer. There's many ways. Okay, but what it's all about is a vision with your heart centered vision. And that is the 10 to really wrap it up and to really step forward, right? You've got skills. You want to make that mark. We want it to be heart centered vision. Okay. So you're crafting yourself. It's like, it's like doesn't just happen right away. We got to go through this teaching. Remember what we shared. When the pupil is ready, the master will show up. And we see this masculine energy taking action, inspired action. He had the insight to create. Okay. That's what his mark is. It's not about selling them, it's about the craft. It's about crafting. It's about putting every single, like, every single mark that's made is creativity, is inspired, is a thought. Okay. And I know that seems so small, but it's really more than that. Okay. So beautiful. And so there's 8 of stones. This is what leads to this abundance here in the material. And look at how each one is different. And so I think that's what I believe is making a lot of us cranky. I know it's making me cranky a little bit. It's like I have some clarity on like the attunements that I do, but I don't even have full clarity there. I mean, I do, but not 100. But then it's like all of a sudden we're doing, like this skill and this skill. And it's like that's because there are lots of things. Okay. You've got lots of different I'm just even holding the 5. Okay, we're talking about the 55. Here's the 5. The shift. It's like shape shift shape shift. Is this a represent, as we're talking about this energy, how much is this energy you? How much do you morph and change with each step that we take? Okay. And it's like, and then how do these dishes change? And look how some are being burned and how they create this shadow, right? This is interesting because I'm seeing Roman numerals there. Make your mark, shift. And this is it, backwards. This is an 11. I see an X and a 1. All these 11s, you guys. Lots of 11s. Lots and lots of them. I am mainly clairaudient and clairsentient. Okay, there you go. Yeah. I'm definitely clairsentient and clairaudient, but not auditory. And I do see, but I see what I call the dark matter. We've got the otter here, the page of vessels. It's like, look at the otter. There's this hesitation, right? Do you feel it? I kind of feel it. And you know what, this is what I feel the otter is like. The otter is just like, where's my other half? Where's my other half? Okay, that's what I feel here. And so there's the page of vessels, the page of the heart. Vessels is the heart. And so we have these running, the tide is, the river is going, and the otters, they pair. They're in pairs, right? And so it's just like, and they play together. And it's like nobody wants to be alone. This is interesting because yesterday I channeled that song, Another Oracle to Come. Actually, it's a message that I'm going to be sharing from Archangel Sandalphon. And it was that song. Oh, God, it's out of my mind right now. Shoot. Hold on. I got to look at it. All by myself. I don't want to be all by myself anymore. A beautiful song. It's time to come out of hibernation. It's time to get your bearings. It's time to look for your other half. It's time to be vibrant, to go with the flow, to not worry about the undertow. You have everything you need to swim, everything you need. So, the otter, how often do you see the otter on land? It's time to jump back in. And so it's really interesting because Paige is learning. So I love that because we're talking about mastery. What a beautiful card. Okay. What a beautiful card. All right. So we're just kind of settling into this energy of this rationalization, right? Yeah. Here we got the mirror. Okay. Can you see this energy? She's got her hand on that full moon. Balance is highlighted in the back. The masculine going through divine healing, getting it's about time. I'm seeing this locket as I saw the locket in just in the channeled video that we shared from Pink, and how the time guy from Alice in Wonderland gives the watch to Pink's daughter. Okay, as she's frozen waiting for things to um waiting for she's frozen above these roses, and it's like she could take time to smell the roses, but she's more like, why am I frozen? She's more concerned about that. I hear that. So in many ways, do you feel frozen? Do you feel paralyzed? Has time feel like it stands still? Do you know what a blessing that is? See how when we change the perspective, when we take things, when we put our hand on something and we grab the wisdom, the pearl, and we learn from the reflection and we see beyond, okay? When we see beyond, we see it coming together. All right. Now, in a lot of ways, this is that, for many, that siren energy of the waters that kept the waters, not crystallized, okay? And so it's like in a lot of ways, it's like as we see King Arthur back there, this is who this is, King Arthur, the divine masculine, right? But it's like we have the Huron there. And there's just so much energy here. It's just like we can interpret it in so many different ways. But I feel this new moon, I feel not new moon, full moon is going to be speaking. I believe all the moons have been speaking, right? There's the fox again. What does the fox say? Knight of bows. His eyes are closed. Bows are all about your skills. It's like you don't even know how powerful you are. You don't even know how powerful you are. And what I'm seeing here in this center, okay, it looks a little, I'm seeing it backwards. I've never really seen this before. But what I'm seeing here in the center is all this like heightened red, this heightened red. And it's like, do we not feel safe? Are we afraid of our power? I want to read this. I'm going to read it if it shows up. This isn't a shuffle. If it shows up, we're definitely reading it. Okay? Wah, 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 wah. I love that. Yeah. So it's okay. We're blinded. It's okay that we don't see. It's okay that we don't see. It's okay that we're blinded. It's not even about that. It's not about our skills. It's not about what we do. It's not about any of that. It's about our frequency. Is this the structure that you are birthing for yourself? Is a lighter frequency, a lighter vibration, which means a higher frequency. And when you have a higher frequency, you naturally magnetize. That's why this is like a silver feather. You naturally magnetize the experiences that match that frequency. There you go. Okay, the Two of Arrows. There's this feeling of injustice. There's this feeling of being judged. There's this feeling, and I feel this, you guys. I do, but I also feel it's part of the challenge. How can we get past that? How can we get past the injustice and really know that there is no victim or victor? There is lessons, there are opportunities, right? And not only that, how can we execute? How can we birth projects based on that? Okay? Based on, you know, there's this whole mindset of victim. I'm saying this with love. Okay, I know I've done this where I just feel like the whole world is against me. Okay, and it's like that Two of Arrows, injustice, that only creates judgment against myself. Okay, this, like, I can see her right now. I can kind of feel this, the energy of this card. Can you? She's kind of like, why has this happened again? As she leans back, kind of in despair, blindfolded. I've been blindfolded, and I can't shoot my arrows, and it's just like, do you see what I'm saying? And it's like, how can we look at this in a different way? How can we feel, okay, what am I meant to learn about this? This is what the truth of the Ascended Master Path is. So as we look to balance, to really stepping into our power, to really owning who we are, right? Look at the cards are going everywhere. The cards are going everywhere, sorry. And we step into this power. Once again, Spirit is here to tell us it's about the balance. It's not about the war. It's not about the conflict. It's not about the mirror. It's not about the good. It's not about the bad. It's not about the black. It's not about the white. It's about balance. It's about centered. It's about the all. And it's like we can wrestle from one side to another, right? We can be hot, we can be cold, and they can get intertwined. But at the same point in time, as these energies conflict within us, right? As we see at the bottom, it's like, what's in stone? What's in stone for you? What's meant for you? How can you get in one with the structure? Allow the shift as these wrap around the birch tree, okay? The birch, which has multiple roots. It's like rooted in, okay? And no matter what's squeezing it, it's like we still see what's at the foundation. We still see this picture at the foundation. So interesting. All right. So let's go ahead and see what Spirit has brought us in here to get this balance between Atlantean energies and our Mu, our elemental queendom, and our godlike. From small to large, from the elements to how can we get our feet on the earth and our head in the clouds? How can we embrace the all and all in between? Okay, let's take a look. Six of Stones, expectations. I learned a very long time ago that expectations are disappointments in making. So it's like, as we see everything, and this I feel like many of us are at, many of us are being purified, many of us are coming out of the hive, out of the cell, okay, out of the cell. And when I say that, there's definitely different, look at what's on bottom. I just want to tell you what's on bottom. I love this because this card is so powerful. I'm going to hold this card for a moment because this card, I'm feeling the heat again. So that means I'm going to trust my instincts and read to you about the Queen of Bows. Okay? Because the Queen of Bows with the hair, this is actually an inspiration. And I meant to remind you that I have an oracle for many of you that is going to lead you more. Because right now you're coming into some clarity. And if you've resonated with this reading in any way, shape, or form, I did a progressive oracle at the beginning of the year, and I'm being reminded with the hair. And we just had the fourth. There are 6 elements on here. And those of you that are here that are on the Ascended Master Path, I believe you know about these 6 elements. We talk a lot about water. We talk about, what do we talk about a lot? Water, fire, earth, and air. But I also want to add the dark matter, and I want to add the ethers. And so this really talks about the 6 different energies. It's a progressive. Just look for this. It's in my playlist. Okay, I'll try to pop it on there. And it's a progressive. So every 2 new moons, we've gone through 4. So you can actually watch the third one to kind of understand the 60 days that you just went through. And then you can get familiar with what's up and coming. Okay. So everybody's got different order, but the hair is coming up. Thank you for that reminder. Okay. That's a really fun oracle. And I have a new oracle coming out, a new progressive coming out next full moon. Okay. For the full moon. Because these moon energies are definitely, you're meant to learn the cycles within them. They're cycles within cycles. They connect in many different ways. Okay. So the Queen of Bows says to you, a companion. The Queen of Bows is popular, a dedicated person who has great self assurance, a friend, someone who is kind, quick to defend, and take your side in any eventuality. What we're talking about here is kindness, responsibility, and offering of peace, helpfulness, courtesy, understanding, enchantment, success in business. So this is really talking about the queen, what is best for all, taking the higher road, seeing things from a higher perspective. And the hair, it is pretty famous for boxing itself. Okay. It boxes within. And this is like, we're not doing that anymore. We're not doing that. Okay. And this is the message of this energy that we're doing here. Okay. So, I said expectations, exploitation. So in many ways, if you feel exploited, if you feel desolate, it's like we're burning away to get to the nitty gritty, so that we can do what? So that we can have new growth. We're coming out, like I said, of the hive. Okay, the hive mind. That is what I'm feeling is like the connection of what everybody else is saying. And I mean, I know I'm being an oracle, but you got to go within. You got to go within. Okay. You got to go within yourself and find the growth within you. Okay. And that's what I feel that this is talking about. And this is a big thing that we're integrating. Okay. It's like in a lot of ways, we just expect the honey. We expect the bees to make the honey, right? But it's like in some ways, can't you see how the bee would get stuck in its cell, stuck in its job, comparing like the queen bees to the worker bees, everything has their place, but at the same point, we are everything. Okay. So it's like a burning down of what was. Okay. So that's the first part of really stepping into this magic, into this collaboration, seeing things from a different perspective. Okay. We take a look at this picture and how can we really see how it's a blessing? Okay. How can we focus on it being a blessing? And it's like, oh my God, everything's being burned away. Everything's shattered. But it's like sometimes we don't really see perspectives until we go through the worst. And I was just talking about that, Nicoletta, some of my friends today. It's just like, man, you can't see the forest through the trees, but when you get to the other side, when you have those full circle moments, they are everything. They are everything. Okay. So allow those full circle moments to come in. Chrissy says, I connect to this reading. I also keep seeing brown rabbits everywhere. Oh, they jump. It's magical. I hear that too. When I go out for walks, I see them everywhere. And that's because they feel your vibration, girl. Look at this. Just do your dance. Do your thing. Okay? Connect to the stars. Keep your feet on the ground, your head in the stars. Follow your wisdom. Dance with the universe. She's blinded. but she looks like joy, doesn't she? Ecstasy. She's living in her magic. She's in the center of her star. She's heart centered. Her cape is there to help her fly. She's connected to the stars. There's enlightenment around her. Okay? And this is what and as we're talking about this, you know what this is? See these four corners? Those are the four corners of our reading. And you're right in the middle, and your heart is the one that's getting lit. This is actually a coming together of all your chakras in alignment, in synergy, in activation. I feel it so much. Okay? Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference? Wow. So it's like we have to see the good and the bad. We can't just take the ecstasy. We've got to see the exploitation. We've got to see the desolate, because without it, we can't have the ecstasy. Do you see that? Without the low lows, we can't have the high highs. But trust me when I say that Spirit has brought you here to tell you that this is about changing your frequency. You've learned from these experiences, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. It is time for this. It is time for this beautiful alignment. And why? Because you are such a strong master. Because if you didn't have the lowest of lows, how could you even know where to go? How can you lead others out if you've never been there? Right? Because that's where we really find out who we are. And it's time for some new lessons. It's time for us to stand and step into our magic, and not to have our hands open waiting for others to fill. It's time for our hands to create and for our minds and our souls to experience beyond, okay? To beyond to what we've ever seen before. The capabilities are, I'm hearing Thomas Jefferson. I think it's Thomas Jefferson. If we did, or maybe it's Benjamin Franklin, if we did everything we were capable of, we would literally astound ourselves. Astound. Powerful. So, how can we go through this transition on that grace? Are we getting the grace? Are we getting the swan? How many times is it coming? How many times is it coming? The full moon again. Like, just ride this boat, you guys. I really feel that this waxing moon, really, there's so many energies, right? And why? Because the wheel wants to turn. The wind is coming in to blow the sails to get you where? To your destination. Okay? To your destination. There's a transition going on here. Keep yourself cloaked. Hold on to your skills. Ride with grace. Pay attention to what's around you to guide you. And know that all the elements are conspiring together. All the energies are coming in to preserve you. Okay? So there's some enlightenment coming in these next full moons. This blue moon, which I just love, but beyond. It's really powerful what's coming in. Okay, so 5 cards. That's right. Okay. That's right. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm being reminded here. So look at this. Remember I told you there's a frequency coming in to balance everything out? This is what was on top of that. This is what's coming on top of that. Okay? Is learning from this lesson. Okay? So the balance is to keep in this transition. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm pulling from the wrong spot. The forest lovers. There's an alignment. This is within you. And for many, if not all of you, this is an alignment on the outside. This is the rebirth of, I'm hearing Adam and Eve, the story. There's that birch tree, not not wrapped. Maybe those are the two serpents, no longer battling and trying to overpower, but instead walking in cohesion, right? Canna lilies showing the rebirth process, the feminine being more heart centered, allowing herself to be more in her masculine, the masculine being more feminine centered, being more in its feminine, receiving, not allowing more of the Piscean energies, the controlling energies, right? This coming together. So gorgeous. And this is what leads to that birth of the birch tree. This is literally that same birch tree. So, how can we see the serpent, sometimes the siren energy within us, and the siren energy and how that affects our masculine, and at the same point in time, how the overpowering masculine energies bring that out? Do you see how it's like there's these energies, but it's like we see the worst, and we see those so simple. Why can't we see this? The tying of the knot, the marriage of a rebirth of both within, not only within, but also once within on the exterior. So gorgeous. The forest lovers. And the very last card coming in on that old oak tree, the north, the pole star, one with your magic, illumination. So beautiful. We have to read it. We cannot end our reading on that and not read it. Like, could we not get a more beautiful life path 8 and 9 here? I'm a life path 9. Yeah, I hear that. Humanitarian. And look at that. Meant for abundance, you are. I love it. And we're coming together, creating these changes. Oh, my, so funny. My dog is ready to lay down. And he's like, somebody going to put the mat down for me? He's so spoiled. Okay, let's read this Major Arcana card, the Pole Star. Let's look at that. Look at that. So gorgeous. Okay, so let's get a little familiar with what's in this card, because I think it's really important to connect to the oracle, the truth from this author. Okay, it is pretty, isn't it? The pure white light of the pole star illuminates the dark void of the universe and casts its radiance upon the earth. The star represents the remote power in the celestial sky and the interaction and fusion of particles that produce light and heat. Stars rise above the earth, beckoning our searching minds to reach beyond our own solar system and to grasp the vastness of space. The swirling clouds of stellar dust that form the heart of the stars spiral outward into infinity and turn with the cycle of the universe. The blessing of the pole star radiates to the earth across the abyss and reminds us of the same stuff of creation that feels and binds these mighty sentials of the night sky burn within us. Latest research shows that stars are initially formed as a sphere within a ring or a circle of matter, echoing the cup and the ringing symbols found carved on stones of prehistory that may represent the seed of manifestation and the source of creation itself. The blessing of the stellar world bathes the earth and the human spirit with healing and regenerative energy. Wow. Ooh, you're at 33. Talk about a true alchemist. I love that. You 33s are rare and so powerful. And so powerful. My friend Trish, who I talked about, is a 33 too. So the pole star symbolizes universal law, higher spiritual knowledge, and power. The first breath of creation formed the stars and binds them together as constants within the visible universe. Our own star, the sun, reminds us of the awesome power that burns at the heart of these stellar giants, and yet they are only the sentinels of our own visible reality. The pole star reminds us that there is a greater unseen power in the universe, one that can manifest and balance enormous gravity, light, and energy that form the heart of a star, and yet also weaves the subtle interactions between subatomic particles that exist in the multidimensional states that we can only theorize about. Since the dawn of time, stars have been revered and studied as they transverse the sky. For first travelers, the pole star offers a constant navigation aid as the star field's wheeled around its fixed position. Long range calendar predictions, mathematical equations also developed from these first attempts at astronomy. Research suggests that the pyramids were laid out in the shape of a constellation of Orion, and that ancient people saw mythical beasts, gods, and history laid out in the twinkling star patterns of the night sky. Like the sun and the moon, the stars move through the heavens in a regular, predictable cycle, some vanishing beneath the horizon during the summer and reappearing during winter. Mythical stories of great hunters and slain warriors honored by the gods are placed forever in the night sky, were handed down through time, and developed into ancient religious practices. Mm. Okay, message there for you, Star Seed Wisdom. Shamanic insights. So it's very intuitive, trust me. 33 needs to let go of the ancient ways and embrace the new ascended path, is what I hear. Okay, take that as it resonates. I love this coming together. So here's the reading point. The power of universal lore is at work here, either within the individual or permeating a web of circumstance that will bring profound change and new spiritual hope. And didn't we start this talking about Pandora's box and what were we digging for? Out of everything in there, we're meant to look for that little sprite of hope. So beautiful. The pole star is the prophetic guidance. The inspirational knowledge has risen and will guide you on your forthcoming journey through the forest. You're going on a journey. You're going on a journey through the forest. If you hold this ancient and basic truth near to the core of your being and navigate by, you cannot go far wrong. It is there as a talisman and well as a symbol of the universal cycle of nature. Whenever you're feeling lost in the dark labyrinth of life, remember the same laws and the primal matter that bond the pole star and fuel the giant heart also formed you. Wow. We're talking about universal law, the star of destiny, stellar consciousness, the bright and morning star, the prophecy of renewal, the sign of a new era. Yeah, I feel that. Astral consciousness, the inner sun. Wow. So you're being taken within the forest. And what do we need to remember? We said it earlier. We need to see things from a heightened perspective. It's hard to see the trees in the midst of the forest. It's hard to see the big picture when you're in the mist. And so this is why we keep getting the grace, right? But you're going on a journey through the forest. Why? To discover an entire ribbon around that old oak tree, a yellow ribbon, to step into your power, to claim your magic. Okay? And as you do this, like literally, what I found, I started this reading, I told you, there's an open portal in my tree. And I have been journeying with that. And that's how I've learned all these things. So this has been really beautiful. Of course, it's just here to give you insights. I feel like something's unfinished. So I'm going to grab my pendulum. I know, I love that too, about the old oak trees. Archangel Raziel is here. Have we discussed everything in this oracle? I knew it. No. I could feel it. Is there something that you want me to, is there something you want to show me? No. Is there something that you want to channel? Yes. Can you confirm with your secret handshake? Yeah, I have secret handshakes with my angels. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and channel a message from Archangel Zadkiel. So just bear with me as it comes through, and then we'll wrap up this reading here. Almost done, sweetheart. Okay.
Said that 2 hours ago.
Please. Okay. All right. Here we go. Are you serious? I'm laughing because I'm literally hearing the song. Just like fire, just like magic. Okay, hold on. Are there different words? Okay. Okay, because I'm hearing just like magic. Just like magic. Fire in between. Just like magic, fire in between. There is beauty and destiny that gleams. That gleams? Okay. Ride with grace. Sealed with passion. Row your boat. Left, right, left, right. Take your action. Pure of heart, gifts galore. See beyond. There's more in store. Is there more? Okay. Can I get your stamp of approval on that message? That's my secret handshake. We end here. I hope that you found this blessing. No more self-sabotaging. Marie, don't do it. Just don't try not to take it personal. I know where you are, and I feel you. Many of us on this path have been through so much, but you're meant to see that you've been through so much so that you can hold space for others. It will definitely become it will definitely become clearer. It really will. It really, really will. I promise. And you know what? We've got us here. We're all here to help each other, okay? Because it's a journey for each of us. And we're each walking the path. And, we're all in this forest together, We really are. And it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. And we're exactly where we're meant to be. Any other messages, Archangel Zadkiel? That's it for tonight. Thank you so much. I know this was a long one. It's funny because Archangel Zadkiel is saying, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was everything that we needed, right? I am so happy to see some of you new people here. Joyful Dolphin. Who else was here? Please come back, you guys. Thank you for posting. Yeah, Star Seed Wisdom. So just, a little bit about me. Every Wednesday I go live with Animal Wisdom, although that's going to switch because school's going to be starting. Chrissy says, helps me as a mom with my nonverbal 3-year-old to listen to you as a loving mom. Oh my gosh, do I have chills? Do I have chills when you say that, Christy? Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. Yeah, let's climb the trees, everyone. Oh, I love your perspective, Joyful Dolphin. See, look at that imagination. Why walk when you can climb? Oh, gorgeous. You are so welcome. Come back, y'all. I'm so happy you're here. You know what? You've got this. You've got this girl. She chose you. And I believe that there's ways that you guys to listen to you. Yeah, nonverbal. I think you're going to push through that and find a way, and you're going to teach others to do the same. It's just part of that challenge. We're all finding our ways, and we're here. So I'm happy to bring these messages forward. Everybody have a blessed evening. We'll talk to you soon. And I'll be back at you with another oracle sooner than you know. I have like 3 of them on my deck, on the desk. They're like coming in like crazy. All right. We'll talk to y'all soon. Peace. Oh, thank you. That's so kind. You are too. I'm glad you found your way here. Come back again. Bye, guys. You got this. We all do. Yeah, we do. We got this, you guys. We're changing things. We came here to run it. Watch the video. Watch the video. Okay, you guys? Get empowered. We came here to run this. All right? Talk to you soon.